What is the scarcest resource that we possess? What is it? Time. Time. Everybody says time? Put your hand up if you say time. You're wrong. It's not time, because right now my watch says it's 9:20. Tomorrow at 9:20 we have 24 hours available to us. Guaranteed. There's nothing scarce about that when somebody guarantees you something. The next day at 9:20 you got 24 hours. The next day at 9:20 you got 24 hours. You got as much time as you want in perpetuity. Everybody says, I got no time. I'm running out of time. I wish I had more time. No, man, you're just inefficient. That's what I say. They don't like it when I give that answer. But Charlie taught me that. Because at 1 year of age, what's the only thing a 1-year-old wants to do with daddy? Play. What's daddy doing? Working, checking out the BlackBerry. During the day, at night, on the weekend, on vacation, illegally on the 401, it don't matter. That's what I'm doing. And a 1-year-old sees those things. He can analyze too. This becomes the bane of his existence. When I ain't looking, he swipes it, sprints down into the toilet, boom, dumps it in. Right? That gets my attention. The scarcest resource as analytic professionals that we possess is not time. It's attention. What do we give attention to? Put your hand up right now if you're sitting beside somebody that you know. Put your hand up if you're sitting beside somebody that you know. It is the biggest mistake you have made today so far. I want you, after my session is done, to sit beside somebody you don't know. Socialization is key in the analytical world because consortium models are cool. What does the consortium model mean? If you work for Bank A, and you work for Bank B, and you work for Bank C, you don't know each other. You're hanging out with this guy because you've been hanging out with him every day for the last 5 years. You eat lunch with the guy every day. You walked here together with him. Let me explain something to you. You've tapped him out. He will not contribute anything to your learning. But she will. The point is, you can build consortiums. Bank A, Bank B, Bank C come together. Let's do a deal. We're working on this analytical project. Let's sign an NDA. Let's have a third-party intermediary act as the moderator. Let's share some data with each other. In most organizations, there's two types of turnover. Voluntary turnover and involuntary turnover. Voluntary turnover means I'm leaving, I don't like you no more, got a better offer elsewhere. Involuntary turnover means I'm retired, I'm done, I got fired. Government doesn't have really voluntary turnover or involuntary turnover. Okay? Government's like the mafia. Once you're in, you're in. It's like La Cosa Nostra. You know what I mean? So they have something called internal turnover. Internal turnover in government is actually very, very popular. What it means is that I will work here for a bit, and then I will get a secondment over here, and a thirdment, and a quadruplement, and a fifthment, and I don't even know where my home base is. But they like to do these lateral moves all the time, right? From one division to branch. A lot of you that work for not-for-profits, similar type of situation. All cool things because it helps develop you as a professional, right? That's why we do it. But if your internal turnover rate is 40 to 50%, what's your ability to execute any process going to happen? It's going to go down. Just because you're painting it nicely, internal turnover, they're still with the firm. It don't matter because the learning exercise, how long does it take for people to get up to speed? Who thinks 0% should be the turnover rate in our organization? Who thinks 0% is a good rate? Not getting many fans here. In theory, what should be the turnover rate in an organization? 10%? I'm going to say it in simple English. I'm going to take my professor hat off for a sec. It should be enough to get the crap out. Is everybody in agreement here? Are we learning still at work? How many of you are learning still at work? How many of you are unlearning at work? Less hands. I believe that the secret sauce that will be delivered by predictive analytics is not so much about learning how to make decisions to drive profit, but unlearning what not to do in your business anymore. And that's a fresh new perspective that I think we need to engage in and we need to embrace. Behaviors are emulated, receiver analysis. What does receiver analysis mean in simple English? It means don't talk to all your mahogany table people the same way. Okay? Because we're lazy. Email, boom, CC 15 people, BCC 15, 5 people, click send, boom, boom, boom. We're lazy. No. Okay? Sean, he doesn't like email anymore. It's an analytical project. I gotta go talk to him. Face to face. He wants to hear the intonation in my voice. He wants to hear the desperation of why we need to do this. And if I get a little bit closer and a little bit closer, he finds it offensive. But he has to pay attention. You understand what I mean? And your boss says, excellent, I will give you money to solve the heart attack problem. And the next question he asks you is, where do we start? You are an analytical professional. Analytical professionals make decisions based on evidence-based management. That's why we are here, to use empirical data to inform us to make executive decisions. You collect the data, hear all the variables, and now you ask the question, where do you start? Mahogany Table is going to ask you, hey, you spent $50 billion on that social media analytical tool. So if we keep on tweeting and hashtagging, is that going to drive our revenue up? And you say, yeah, man, there's a correlation there. That's not what he wants as an answer, is it? He wants to know there's a causal link between that activity and something else. Employee survey data has now really dropped off in Canada, where we used to do it once a year, now they're doing it once every 2 years in most firms, right? Huge mistake. Imagine driving on the 401 and only being able to look out of the windshield once every 2 years. Because that's really what's going on. Why are you even collecting data from your employee once every 2 years? What is the point, in my opinion? Survey fatigue. Don't want to PO our employees to get too many surveys. I have the perfect solution. Survey 1/12 of your employees every month. Everybody understand? Survey 1/12 of your employees every month. Don't let any employee receive the survey more than once a year. Now what do you have? Now you have a windshield that's clear and you can drive on the highway.